Page 75, this is a review worksheet for Unit 5. I'm redoing this lesson, re-recording it, because when I watched the original one and I got so confused at what I was saying, oh, good luck figuring me out. So I'm going to redo it and try and explain it a little more clearly. It is kind of super important, maybe sort of a bunch, that you understand this stuff, because as you continue to go through this book, it's going to get a little deeper and heavier in it. So let's at least understand this much so far. I'm not going to do all of these on each one, but I'll do a few on each one. At least if you understand the process to go through to figure it out, you can figure it out, I guess. Number one, they want you to identify the quality of the chord, right? Writing major or augmented, diminished, minor, whatever. They say quality of the chord. I like flavor of the chord, but I think quality is probably more accurate, but I like flavor, so I use it. And it's simple enough if you can just remember your thirds, the interval of a third. Major third and minor third. A major third is 4 half steps. A minor third is 3 half steps. If you can get this out, you can figure this out if you understand a few more stuff. Huh? Oh, never mind. So that's most of what you need to know. Let's take just a regular chord here. C major. I said major, didn't I? Well, it's 2/3. Here's the third and here's the third. Stacked. The bottom third in this case is a major third because it's got 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a minor third. It's got 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. When you have a triad that is a major third with a minor third on top, it is a major triad. Remember that. And then we just change the major and minor to all the different possibilities. So we have a major minor. We can do a minor major, put the minor on the bottom and major on top. So here, minor and a major, that is a minor triad. So we got major triads and minor triads. Okey-doke. Now, if I take a triad and I have 2 major thirds, a major third and a major third, that is an augmented triad. And the symbol this book is using is a little plus sign. Right, okay. Here they want you to put an A, I think, but an augmented. Or I can have 2 minor triads. A minor third and another minor third. 1, 2, 3. That is a diminished triad. 2 minor thirds. So I got 2 minor thirds, major minor, minor major, or 2 majors. Is that confusing? Yes, but you kind of get it after a while. Let's do this first one. This is in bass clef. The notes are here. So what are the intervals? The thirds. Well, that's a major third. That's a major third. We're not going above a major third. That's the biggest we got here. So that is an augmented triad. The second one is here, here, and here. Well, that's a major third and a minor third. So it's a major triad. Is it fun or what? Oh, skip over a ways. Let's go do the last 2. But it's an F sharp, A, C sharp. Well, that's a minor third and a major third. So it's a minor triad. And the last one is here. You got a major third and a major third. That is an augmented triad. Yeah, well, you do that. Just keep that in mind. You're going to need it later. Okay. Number 2, using whole notes, write in the indicated chord in root position. First inversion and second inversion. Bass clef. Try and write it in a way that most of your notes are within the staff. So I can go with a B flat major chord. You start on B flat and you do a major chord as a major third and a minor third. It's a major third, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a minor third, 1, 2, 3. That's a B flat major chord. Then for the intervals, you simply turn it over here and here. First, that's it. That's as hard as this gets on number 2. Let's do a fun one here. The third one over is F diminished. What on earth is that? Well, remember diminished is 2 minor thirds. Now, don't make this hard. It's just remember the thirds, 2 minor thirds. F somewhere. I'm probably going to have to go down here. If you're going to do the inversions, start down here. So you got room to go up without using a bunch of ledger lines. So we do it, and F, first off, we want a minor third starting on F, and that would be here. And then we want another minor third, which would be here. We're using note names. So the notes are actually F-A-C, because those are the note names. So we got to use these note names. We're just going to change them or alter them according to what's needed. So I need a minor third. I'm going to take it, and that'll be an A flat. And I'm going to take this down one, and so that'll be a C flat. So I'm still using FAC, but I've just changed them with the flats and sharps and so forth. That is a diminished chord. And then you just change it over, put that on top, and then put that on top. Yeah. I'll do the next one. It's augmented. D augmented. Okay. Start with a D. Augmented is 2 major thirds. So a major third is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want a major third from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's that. I'm using note names. It's a DFA. So I'm going to change that to an F sharp. I'm going to change that to an A sharp. You might need to come down here for that, because when you do the inversions, you want to go up here. And you just turn that on, and put that on top. This is an A sharp. I mean, that's what it is. But, so it looks like it's, that's a different chord. And it would be if you use different note names. But when we're using these note names, it's this chord. It's second inversion. Gets a little strange on that. You can do the others, I'm sure. Let's go down to number 3. Using whole notes. Gotta love those whole notes. Write in the appropriate inversion of each dominant 7th chord. Oh, goody. Dominant 7th chords in the indicated key. Assuming we're using major keys here. I don't know that it matters, but we'll use major keys. So bass clef again. 1 sharp is the key of G major. So in G major, we want a dominant 7th chord in the indicated key, and they give you the chord at the bottom. It is a 5 chord. It has a 2 on the bottom. It's indicating an inversion. We'll come back to that in a minute. First, let's get the 5 chord in G major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 chord, or the dominant chord. And we want the 7th. Every other key, every other note in the scale, right? G major. Now they have these little numbers, and you don't see a lot of these a lot of times. You seldom ever see them. The only one you ever really see to speak of is the 6-5. So, and that's telling you it's the where we normally do in close position a G. That's the 6-5, which is first inversion, because you have a 5 and a 6. Whatever. But the 2 and the 7 and the 3-4 you don't see very often. Well, the 7 is root position. That's just a regular root position. That's the 7th. And I'm using the first as the example to figure out the little numbers on all of them, because I just want to understand the numbers on all of them. So in a dominant 7th chord in the key of G major, it's that. And in this position, it is a 5-7, like they say, 5-7. That's the second measure. Forget the other key signatures right now. I'm just dealing with G major. And then if I go up here, this is the 6-5. This would be the last one. That's first inversion. If I go up here, I have a 4 and a 3. That's the third measure, that's second inversion. If I go here, a 2, I'm using that 2. That's third inversion. Sort of what they're saying on these. So I'm going to use these inversions on those other keys. So that first one is here. In the 2 is the C's on the bottom. Yeah, in third inversion. As I understand, if I get it wrong, your teacher can fix it, but that's what I'm saying. The second one is B flat major here. 2 flats. A seventh chord, well, a dominant seventh. The dominant seventh is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then add the seventh. That's the dominant seventh. And at root position, that's it. You want to stay within the staff, the note, and come down and do it down here. So the F is right below the staff, yeah. Otherwise, you got to start using ledger lines when you're up here. The third one is A major, 3 sharps here. A dominant, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, 3 sharps, and here. And then they want the 4, 3. Well, that would be that one. However, if you want to stay within the staff, come down here. Starting on an E, that's here and here. So you want that one. And then the last one is 5 flats, which is A flat major here. Dominant, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add a seventh. And this is just our regular and first inversion. Just put that on top. Because normally we'd leave that note here, but yeah, that's how I understand them. Anyway, if you've survived that, let's go on. Number 4, identify the major key by writing its name in the line above the staff, and whole notes on the staff do the triad indicated by the Roman numeral. Well, simple enough, I hope. If you understand the key signatures, just go across and put in the names of all the keys. Well, what 2 flats is B flat major. You should know that. You're going to need to know that. However, if you're forgetting, I can't memorize them. I know how you feel. Well, remember with flats, you take the next to the last flat in the key signature, and that's it. So here, 2 flats, a B flat and an E flat. Well, the next to the last flat is the B flat. That's the key. You're in the key of B flat major. So go through and do all the flats. 1 flat you kind of have to remember because there is no previous flat. That's F major. Just remember it's F major. And then the 5 flats, well, the next to the last flat is a D flat. That's it. It's D flat major. And for the sharps, it's take the last sharp and go up a half step. That's the key. So the first one there with sharps is 4 sharps. The last sharp is a D sharp. Remember, this is treble clef. I should be up here probably, but I'm a rebel. I'm down here. D sharp, I go up a half step. That's the key. It's an E major. 1 sharp, up a half step, G major. 2 sharps, a C sharp, go up here, D major. This is fun. And the 3 sharps, the last one's a G sharp, go up, it's A major. So you can get the names of the keys. By using that, you don't have to memorize them, although I still think the best thing to do is just learn the scales, and then you'll know what they are. And it helps playing in the keys so much easier because you're just automatically playing the notes in the keys. Now let's deal with these numbers. Well, in the key of B flat major, a 2 chord is just go up. Oh, you're up here. You want to be up here. I'm sorry. So, all you can do here, it's a C minor chord. And in the key of E major, they want a 4 chord. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be an A chord. In the key of G major, they want a 3 chord. 1, 2, 3. Is this fun or what? And that's a minor and a major. Now, remember minor and major? We've had this conversation. Minor and major, okay. Then the next one is F major, and they want a 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to stay within the key, or within the staff. To write the notes, then write them down here. I don't care where you write them, just write them. Actually, you could write it here because the F is the top line, so that would be right above it. It would still work. D major is a 7th. Now it says diminished. That'll take care of itself. Don't worry about the diminished nonsense. The major stuff, just stay within the key. It takes care of it. So in D major, a 7th is 1 less, which is here. D major. And it's just here. Stay within the key and you're there. And it's a minor third and a minor third, so it's diminished automatically. It just happens. Love it when a plan comes together. Then for the D flat major, a 1 chord is that. That's just root position. Well, they stuck in another 4 or another chord. That's not nice. It's a 6 chord. So a 6 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stick within the key, and you got it. Because the note names are B, D, and F, and these are flatted. That's a minor. And then the last one, I wasn't going to do them all, did I? I did it anyway. You do the last one. Number 5. Identify the harmonic minor key. Harmonic minor, writing its name in the staff up above. Using whole notes, put in the triad indicated. Now, you do it any way you want, but I know all the major keys, and I know all the scales, but I can figure out a minor key. I don't know off the top of my head the key signature to minor keys. I've never bothered to learn it, not interested, because I can very quickly figure it out, because I know all the key signatures to the major scales, and I simply go down a minor third, and it's there. I've been doing it so long, it just happens. So it's like that. First one is no sharps or flats in it. Well, that's major. That's key of C major. Well, I go down a minor third. It's here. 3 half steps. That's key of A minor. So it's key of A minor. The next one is 2 flats. Is B flat major. So here, if I go down a minor third, that's G minor. And that's how I do it. That's how I figure out the minors in all of them. Now, once I have the key figured out, then we're just dealing with the chords. And as far as augmented and diminished and all that, just stick within the key and you're there. But harmonic minor, that's the difference. You got to raise the 7th step if it's in the chord. The first one, again, it was A minor. We want a 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Okay. The next one was a G minor. And they want a 3 chord. 1, 2, 3. Stay within the key. Harmonic minor. In G minor, the 7th step is an F, so we're going to use F sharps instead. So here, and that's why it's a major and major, that makes it an augmented chord automatically. It's what the little plus sign is for. But I didn't worry about the plus sign. I just did the notes in a harmonic minor key, and it works. Let's do some fun ones. Go over there to the 5 sharps. What's 5 sharps? Oh, good Lord. Well, 5 sharps in major is B major. Okay, go down a minor third and you get to G sharp minor. Remember, we're doing note names. G is not A flat minor because A is just one under that. You got to go down another one and then go up. So it's G sharp minor. Do the scale if you need to. So you need to know the notes in the key. We're doing harmonic minor, so the F is going to be raised up again, and it's going to be an F double sharp because we're dealing with note names. So it's a G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, and then an F double sharp. Because you got to use each letter name in order. You got to use them all from G to G, all the letter names. So when I get to E, the next one up is an F. So, but I don't want an F. A natural minor would be an F sharp, but a harmonic minor takes it up again, so it's an F double sharp. Okay, so once we understand the notes in G sharp minor, then we go and see if we can figure out what the 7 chord is. And the little diminished thing takes care of itself. A 7th chord is just one less, and that would be, in our case, an F double sharp. Right? An F double sharp. I could be up here. I don't know where I'm at. I got a big belly. It's easy for me to be here. Unless I use right hand, I could do that too. Oh, yeah, I'm good. So the seventh note starts with F double sharp. The note names are F, A, C. Every other note names, we just alter these as we need to. So the first one is an F double sharp because we're in a harmonic minor. This is going to be an A sharp, and that's going to be a C sharp. And you have a minor third and a minor third. It's a diminished. Automatically. If I used natural minor, that would be this one. And that would be a major trumpet. Because it's a major third and a minor third. But here makes it diminished. Is this fun or what? Let's do the last one. It's 4 sharps. Or do the next to the last. We'll just finish it off, the last 2. A flat major, its relative minor is a minor third down. That's F minor. Harmonic minor, we're going to use an E natural though. Okay. F minor, we want the third chord. 1, 2, 3. And it's every other note in the chord, or every other note in the scale. Because we're using harmonic minor. Otherwise it would be an E flat, but E is the 7th step in F. So we raise it up. Well, that's a major third and a major third. That's an augmented triad. That's why the plus sign is there. It happens automatically. Then the last one is 4 sharps. Well, 4 sharps is E major, which makes it C sharp major. But the B is going to be a B sharp because we're using a harmonic minor. Okay, C sharp minor, 2 would be a D sharp. So it's every other note in the scale. So it's a D, F, D, F, A. Those are the note names, every other note. But we got to add in the sharps. So we have a D sharp, F sharp, and the A, just an A natural. Because there's no A sharp in the key signature. And A is not the 7th step here. B is. And that is a diminished. It's minor, minor. That happens automatically. Ugh. Number 6, if you survived this far. Transpose the melody for B flat trumpet to concert pitch and write it below. Okay. The melody is 3 flats. That's concert. So the trumpet is going to read the 3 flats. So for the trumpet, this is in the key of E flat major. But if a trumpet were to play these notes, it would not sound like this. It wouldn't sound like that on a trumpet. Remember a B flat trumpet? When a B flat trumpet plays a C, sees a C, like in the 5th measure or so, that C, it comes out on the piano as a B flat. So it sounds a major second below what's written. It would sound like a B flat. So this E flat, well, that actually sounds a major second below on piano. Well, first we can take, you can take all of these notes down a major second, but you got to know which sharps and flats to use. So you got to transpose the key signature down a whole major second. So instead of 3 flats is E flat, we got to go down a major second to D flat major. It was nice they picked something easy, isn't it? And D flat major has 5 flats. Okay, so those are the notes we're going to use. Just take each note in the music down one. Instead of an E, it's a D, and think in the D flat. Get it? No. Another way of doing it, if you can't do that instantly and think in the D flat because you got 5 flats, okay, been there, done that. Once you figure out your starting note, here it's a D flat to start with, you can do it by intervals in the music. Just go up and down the interval, but stick in the key of D flat. So here, I'm going to go up a second, forget the rhythm, get the rhythm later. And then down a second, up a third. Remember, in the key of D flat, we're using all the keys here. The only white keys we have is E, or C, and F. C and F. It's the only white keys there. Everything else is flat. So it's here, F, and then an E. Go down, now go up a third, down a 5th, up a second, up a third, up a third, up a second, second, down a third, up a third, down a second, up a fourth, down, how much is that? That's a sixth, up a second. And you get it that way. And then you just put in the rhythm, but you're going to write it in, so you would do that anyway. And that's what it would sound like on a piano when a trumpet would read those notes in the music and play them. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. Ugh.